peaches all the way. Especially nice little peach soda. Peach soda, that's kind of like my thing. Peach soda, peach tea, peach schnapps, all good mix of drinks. Burgers. Yeah, tacos don't fill me up like that, honestly. Like, I gotta go to Taco Bell and get like a $20 order to actually like make me fill up. That's straight burgers all the way.
The fact that when I asked about tacos, your first answer was Taco Bell, meaning that you're not really in this taco life like that.
No. There's not too many authentic taco restaurants like around my general area. So yeah, we gotta pull up to Taco Bell or something. It's a tragedy. Maybe out here it's a little different, but burgers, they hit the spot. They do what they need to do. So I never really been like a superhero guy. I think I go with Marvel probably because I've seen majority of the movies and I probably like stayed in tune with like the storyline, like the whole Marvel universe when they get to the Avengers and shit like that. So I probably say Marvel, but I really don't know shit about superheroes to begin with. So PlayStation or Xbox. Growing up it was always PlayStation. All the homies had the PlayStations. I couldn't play with anybody if I had the Xbox. Like, I had the Xbox back when I was like 12, 13 for Halo, but like other than that, I couldn't really play shit with the homies. So I had to say PlayStation, even though I've been waiting 9 months for the PS5 and I still ain't got one yet. So that's what it is. What it is. No, Nickelodeon. What am I gonna say? I don't know. Nickelodeon all the way, dude. Rocket Power, Wild Thornberries, freaking. All of my childhood really consisted of kind of like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. Like, I probably watched Disney Channel here and there, but Nickelodeon all the way. Ed, Edd n Eddy, fam. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. Don't even disrespect me with that question. No, Ed, Edd n Eddy. Cause like I resonated with Ed, Edd n Eddy like as a kid, like, cause I kind of had like that group of three like mischievants that always had like a scheme or a plot. Like I was Eddie in my group, and then I had a double D, and I had like a Ed, and like I was always planning and plotting on how to make $1. Like that's kind of like the whole basis of that whole cartoon. So like I resonated with Ed, Edd n Eddy my entire like upbringing when I used to watch that shit. So Dexter's Laboratory is cool. It's cool, but it's not Ed, Edd n Eddy. I'm gonna say Dragon Ball Z, but I'm also gonna say, people gonna say I ain't even a real anime fan, but I never really like watched Dragon Ball Z all the way, but I watched Dragon Ball Z more than Yu-Gi-Oh, if that makes sense. I actually played the Dragon Ball Z games like a shit ton more than I did with the Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I could never get into the cards and shit, like the Blue Eyes Yellow Dragon or whatever the fuck. Like, I couldn't really get into the card games, bro, but Dragon Ball Z, that shit. Dragon Ball Z, GT, all that. ADIDAS, because I've been broke most of my life. Nah, you can catch a cheap ADIDAS at the Ross up the street. You can't get your No, ADIDAS. I prefer like ADIDAS shoes like just over a lot, like period. Like ADIDAS has always been like my favorite kind of. I don't know what it is. I fuck with ADIDAS a lot. Like I never owned a pair of Jordans, so if anyone, I know you're the shoe guy, if you can just go ahead and send me a little shipping, little box, I'll definitely rock them. But that's not the first shit I'm looking at the store for sure. Pie, actually, which is funny because my favorite pie is cheesecake, which is a pie, but the name is cake. It really doesn't make any sense how pie has the name cake in it, but cheesecake, but pie for sure. Pie, I love it. If you can, my birthday, just put a pie and 20 something, put little candles in the pie, that'd be cool. Toy Story. Lion King, I'm gonna get killed for this, but Lion King was always boring to me, man. Like, I was one of the kids that always like, I like Lion King 1.5, like the movie in the series that had nothing to do, like with like, you know what I'm saying, the Timon and Pumbaa shit. Like that's kind of what like I actually watched like growing up, but Lion King I wasn't really feeling Lion King too much. I hadn't even seen the movie yet, actually. I'm gonna say Flying Lotus, Cause anything that KAYTRANADA is really like made, I feel like he's kind of like a offspring of the Flying Lotus. Flying Lotus was around a lot longer than KAYTRANADA, so I would say for me, the majority of my influence, I probably go with KAYTRANADA. I mean, I'm sorry, Flying Lotus, but KAYTRANADA is kind of like a byproduct of Flying Lotus. So I probably got a lot more Flying Lotus in my playlist than I do KAYTRANADA for sure. Instagram, bro. I can't do Facebook. And I was actually talking to a homie about this. Like, I got a whole rant. Like, Instagram, like when it comes to like people's opinions and like political views and shit, it's just so annoying. So like I deactivated, deleted my Facebook, and Twitter is like the same shit. Like I don't really care how people feel about things. So like Instagram is cool because it's just pictures and videos. And if you really want to put a lifelong story in the caption, I'm not gonna be able to see it because I'm gonna have to click the read more little button that's right underneath that paragraph to see what it is or how it is you feel. So Instagram's like the only social media app that I frequent. It's good for creators. I know Twitter's good for creators too, but Instagram's really good for creators. I can post my music on there. I can DM and link with other producers, artists, or creators. Twitter's never really been that like, I don't know, cool to me, but Twitter got the good memes, and all the memes on Twitter come on Instagram. So but that's kind of my preference. Well, I'm about to be bald in about a year, so I can't really. I can't really. Nah, back in the day, I used to say DURAGS, and the reason why is because my moms would always buy like the wave caps that had like the really tight suction. So like I'd go to sleep in a wave cap, and I wake up with a fucking line on my forehead, and I gotta go to school with this big ass line like just right here circling me, and it takes a minute. I'm trying to massage this shit in the bus. Like what the fuck is shit gonna go on? So DURAGS for sure. DURAGS. Even though I don't wear either, but I say DURAGS for sure. Fresh Prince, man. Like I'm born in '97, so that's not even really my era. But like a lot of my uncles and aunts and my mom's like real young, so like I was able to kind of feel that through them. Like that was always going on in the house, man. Like reruns, and we had VHSs and it's the Fresh Prince. What do you do? Like Martin's funny and shit. Like Martin's cool, but like Fresh Prince was like relatable. You know, like you want to be that kid that came from like this area, and then he got the rich family, and it's like a whole bunch of just situations and shit like that. Something that I would actually see myself in as I was watching the show. So I kind of resonated with Fresh Prince a little bit more than I did with Martin, for sure. It's in the same world. It's kind of like the same world.
I still like one over the other.
But I'd say because all that kind of lasted into like my childhood. So like when I used to get home from school and shit, like all that used to be on. So like the reruns, of course, because the shit was recorded earlier. But I say all that because all that had Amanda's show. It had Key and Kel like doing their skits and shit. It was a whole bunch of skits, man. It was like fucking Saturday Night Live for the kids. So I say all that for sure. And they got the hardest Nickelodeon intro that ever existed, period, hands down.
Facts.
Nintendo. My uncle had Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. I don't know if you want like a specific Nintendo console, but we had like a lot of Nintendo growing up in the household, so I would definitely say Nintendo for sure. Ninja Turtles. Yeah, no, Ninja Turtles for sure. I respect Power Rangers, but I was never really a fan of. They just started coming out with so many, man. They got like mad different Power Ranger shows. I couldn't really, and same thing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I kind of resonated with like that ninja. That's why I kind of like kung fu and anime and shit like that. Ninja Turtles was kind of a little bit like that. Just yeah, it was kind of similar to that. So I always resonated with the Ninja Turtles for sure.
By the time you probably started watching Power Rangers, it wasn't cool no more. Like,
yeah, like
it was cool to like the first four or 5 seasons, but
when I was
after
growing
that,
up, they had like Power Rangers 5D, like the Power Rangers have like wings and shit. It was crazy. They were coming out with a new season, like a new series of Power Rangers, like every fucking week. It was I couldn't keep up. Well, I'm 5'4", so I'm gonna go ahead and go with football. Nah, I know deadass. Like I was in middle school. I was actually telling John at the club the other night. I was like, he was like, "No, the fuck you weren't running back." I was running back, and I was linebacker. I was trash at both, but they had me on B team, so like I wasn't like the greatest and I wasn't the shittiest. You know what I'm saying? I kind of played my part and got on the bench when I had to get on the bench and got out and did my thing. But football for sure. I don't really keep up with sports too much, like, you know, modern day. I kind of don't really keep up with it too much, unfortunately. But I probably prefer football any day over basketball, because, you know, 5'4" dude on the court, I ain't really got too much to offer the team. You know what I mean? I ain't really got too much to offer. I would say Timbaland. And the reason why I would say Timbaland over SWIZZ BEATZ is because my mom used to play a lot of Missy in the car. So that Virginia sound, that's kind of like the producers that were producing some of the music that my mom was playing in the whip. So that's kind of like what I listen to most of. I fuck with SWIZZ BEATZ, I do, but I say Timbaland all day, all of the day. And like, just see what he's done. Like, not to say SWIZZ BEATZ ain't doing nothing. I mean, they both got verses and whatnot, but like, SWIZZ BEATZ like went out of just dealing with artists and kind of doing more things within TV and film, and man had his own like classes and shit like that, and to kind of see like that evolution of what a producer can mean when you're like an elder statesman. It's like I inspired to do kind of shit that Timbaland was doing, like with series, with movies, with all that. Like Timbaland, that's who I prefer for sure. Who? Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Come on, fam. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. No, Paul Wall. That's
tough.
That's tough. But that's a signature. That's a staple. Like I stole a whole lighter with that phone number, like from my homie. And if you see his Oscar, I'm sorry. No, that shit's legendary, man. Like Mike Jones probably all the way. He had a whole phone number that's still being called to this day. Like, I think he's like, I forgot what I was listening to, but I think like he actually has this little thing where he like, you have to pay his camp like $30 or $40. You can actually, there's a new Mike Jones phone number. You can actually get on a phone call. It's like for $50, and you can sit and call. I'm serious. It's the whole thing. I heard it on some fucking podcast, but Mike Jones for sure. Oh shit. I'm gonna say Rocket Power, because like I was a skater kid. Like I hang out with all the BMX kids, all the skater kids. We used to always skate parks and have rails in the driveway, have rails in the street. So like Rocket Power, I would say was probably the most influential to my childhood. But SpongeBob, fam, that most #1 meme childhood show of like all time. No, I'm gonna say Rocket Power just because that was the most influential to my childhood. But SpongeBob legendary, fam, like hands down. It's your boy E.Clips. I just did this or that. You can follow me on Instagram, E.CLIPS3, because I had to shorten the name down and remove all them dots because people were complaining it was taking like 5 minutes to find my name. All music platforms, and yeah, that's it.